Hello and welcome back to a Marvel Rival video. I'm joined today by Spartan Glitches. And right now we were talking about this earlier, and with all the controversy around certain characters right now in Marvel, I was thinking like, what is a tier list that shows how often a character may or may not throw? So we have a tier list here. So at the top one, the red, is 99% of the time, they are going to be throwing. Like if they go this character, unless they are a god, they are going to be throwing. The second tier is more often than not, they're going to be throwing. So like, okay, like maybe they're going to go with this character, but it's going to surprise you. It's more likely they're going to do it and do good with it than it's not. Then there's the 50-50 characters. Then there's the characters that can only throw an accident. And I'll get to that in a second. And then these are the characters that, oh, they are never throwing. If they go this character, you are good. We also will be factoring in characters like if they have Lord icons or like how far in the leveling system. We'll try to keep that a little bit more like neutral because I feel like you could make that argument for any character. And we also will be trying to, you know, go through characters that have like good win rates and the characters that we've seen. Also, I would like to take this second to explain like what qualifications that me and Spartan here have. Like what makes us like, you know, like the gods of this. And so I am a top 256 Marvel Rivals player in the MRC Championships. I'm also a top 500 Penny. I've seen it all. I've been playing since season 1. I've been playing almost every day since then, except for the month of December. Took a little hiatus. I'm coming back and I'm looking in. I played a couple games, already back to GM. And so I am just, you know, going off what I've seen, my things that I've seen as far as other content creators have seen. I've been gathering intel, going off of that. And I'm also wanting to make sure, you know, I'm giving everyone a fair shot. So I'm a tank player, support player, and then we have Spartan over here, who's primarily a DPS player. And so he kind of sees like both sides of it. And I think that's going to add a lot to what we're going to do today. Okay? Does everyone understand the assignment? Okay. So, we're going to alphabetical order. So we're gonna start with Adam Warlock. Now, I think we should give the same like scenario for every character. So we're only gonna give characters that are in 2-2-2 comps. I feel like that's easier and fair, with a little bit of leeway for some characters. But I feel like just like to make it a fair across the board, it's assumed that you're going 2-2-2. Is that okay? Okay, just that way, like, we have, like, a base, like, comparison. Okay, so Adam Warlock. I feel that you can be I feel like he can throw an accident, if I was gonna make a guess. Because I feel that most Adam Warlocks can be really, really good. But I feel that sometimes when they ult wrong. Or ult in bad spaces. That doesn't mean they're trying to throw, and I don't think it's, like, you know, their intention, but I think that like I've seen a lot more res ults go wrong than right. Yeah. Yeah, I will say they have buffed it a lot since those days, but the only person that ever did like a good ultimate was back when we used to play with Monkey Eggs. He was the only like Adam Warlock that was like amazing with. So I will put him in like the on accident because I think a lot of Adam players have good spirits, and they buffed him a lot to where it is harder to throw with everything. So I'll put him in the on accident category for now. Okay, next up, Black Panther. Backline? Yeah. I also will say, like, I agree with you completely, first of all. The only thing else is, like, I feel that Black Panther is because of, you know, Black Panther being, like, the first dive character in the game. I feel that a lot of players get the kind of, like, oh, I got this mentality, and so they keep running in there and, like, trying different things and just keep dying. And that's where I feel like it's like the 50-50. Because I feel like if you can do well with him, he's phenomenal. But it's the characters that don't do well with him that stay on him. That is like the problem. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, they have that mentality of like, let me like, oh, I'll try again. Oh, I'll try again. So that's like that's like, I think a very, very 50-50. Okay, so I want to be kind of really unbiased with this. I really do. It is often. Black Widow, before even all the drama and everything, she was already really, really bad. I have only seen maybe like 5 Widows in my entire Marvel Rival career that have like popped off. Like, oh my gosh, like some Widows, you know, headshot. And she also does have a really fast charging ultimate that can pair well with others, but it's just, I don't know what it is about sniper characters in games, because it's not just Marvel, like, you know, Black Widow or Widowmaker in Overwatch, and also, other sniper characters in other video games, like, they just have this reputation, and I, like, you know, and I've met a lot of really, really good players in, Widow, but more often than not, like, I think Widow players are, it's just a really big throw pick. Because it's just so easy to dive him. It is just so easy to dive her. Yeah, it was a, yeah. It really is only useful if you pair it with others. Like, more often than not. Like, if it's a Jeffel or something like that, or like you have like a Groot or Angelo ulting, and like you can like kind of get them all in one spot, then you get value out of it. Or like on a choke point, you can like slow them down. But while the slow is annoying, it's not game changing. And now with characters like Gambit and like, you know, all the flyers and movement abilities, it really isn't as impactful as it was back in season like 2. So okay, so more often than not, and I feel like we made a very valid reason. I feel like, because I don't want to just be like, oh, because you know what, you know. So more often than not, Widows are gonna be throwing. Next one is Hulk. Now Hulk, I honestly have, yeah, I mean, I've had Hulks like kind of be like, no, I'm not swapping, but like it ends up working. Especially since, like, he is, like, the anchor of a lot of, or he has been the anchor of a lot of strong team-ups, like, between Iron Man, Namor, Doctor Strange, Black Panther. So, like, you know, he has been a good character. Also, because you get, like, he's just really good for contesting. So, I'll put him in the never-throwing category. And it's not to say that I've never seen a Hulk throw, but, like, I've just never, it's just very rare, I think, that I've seen a throwing Hulk, you know? Oh, yeah, and that's the other thing, because, he also gets to team up with, Wolverine. With the throw, and Wolverine's a really good character, so, you know, I feel like he just has a lot of good things. I mean, it's just like, if you have a Wolverine player, it is annoying. And I'm just like giving him, it's just more just like he has the ability to do that, not necessarily that he always does it. Because he's, like, Hulk is overall just a very good utility tank, because he has, like, a global shield a shield to everybody, he has his banish, and then his ultimate, like, gives him full health again, and, like, you know, overcharge, and then, you know, beats the crap out of a person. So I think, like, he just overall has a lot of, yeah, shark. But yeah, so I think overall, like, he just has so much utility to accidentally throw, you know? So, like, he's really, really good. I'm gonna put him in the never throwing category. Alright, next up is Captain America. And maybe I'm just... Yeah. Because his ultimate gives ultimate charge, regeneration. He's really good in most battery comps. And he's a key part of battery comp, I mean. And also, like, he's really good for, like, you know, contesting points. He's like a mosquito. Like, he doesn't do a ton of damage, but he has a lot of mobility, shielding. The fact that he can deflect is unique to him as well, so... Yeah, like, he's really good to, like, like, I played him a couple of games ago, and, like, I picked him solely to counter a Hawkeye that was just beating us up, so, and it ended up working. So, I think he has a place. I'm gonna put never throwing, but I am gonna put him, I'm gonna put him behind Hulk, because I think, on average, I see a lot more throwing Caps than I see throwing Hulks. And also, he just doesn't do enough damage. Like... Okay, Cloak and Dagger. The only thing I can say that she throws with, if she does, is not ulting. I think I've seen so many Cloak and Daggers, because she is, like, I think the most played support, right? So I think I just see her so often doing dumb shit than anything. So
just choose to rage because they've died a certain amount of times. I feel like they just choose that and they sit and spawn, but that doesn't mean they were the ones that playing.
I more mean, like, I cannot tell you how many Captain America, or sorry, how many Cloak and Daggers I've seen that don't know how their abilities work. Like, oh, I didn't know that I could stick to, like, a Groot wall, for example. Or I can throw out an enemy shield and it procs there, you know? So I feel like it's like some people just like, I mean, hello, like last season we had someone not know that it does splash healing.
Yeah, true.
So like, I don't think they're throwing in the sense they're not trying. I think it's more of throwing like they just don't read their abilities and don't understand what they do. So I'll put them in the on accident, but I'm gonna put them above Adam. Like, you don't see it in higher tier play, obviously, but, like, in, like, average ranks and casual play, 1000%. I mean, hello, like, how many times have we seen a Cloak and Dagger ult off the cliff?
Yeah. Yeah. Or, like, directly in front of the enemy's face, and then they just die immediately because they won't focus fires.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's another thing, too. Like, you know, with Penny or anything like that, like, how many times like, Cloak and Dagger, like rushes and then it just blows up on the first dash? So, or how many times I have blown them up. Also, I just realized that the audio was not capturing you this entire time. I don't think it makes that big of a difference. I can always just, like, you know, we figured it out pretty early, so we're fine. I'll just make a note that it wasn't working. But at least now we know. I'm sorry.
I'm retiring early. No, okay.
Oh, wait, Doctor Strange. Okay.
Throwing, I wouldn't say I've seen Stranges just, you know...
I've seen a lot of Stranges
just
mess
give up. Yeah, I was gonna say, I've seen Stranges mess up their portals. Like, let's say either they put it just a little bit too high, where some people can't really make it in there. I know I've done it. You're the one that said, oh, you gotta learn Strange. I'm like, but I don't want to. And you're like, well, you're going to.
Yeah, I definitely think this is more of an on accident, but again, like, I think this, I'm gonna put him up more than Adam, because I've seen way more Stranges accidentally mess up, and even on the enemy team, like, just when we were playing the other day, how many times did the Strange accidentally hit his portal button in the middle of a fight?
And also, remember I sent you the one video of literally the Strange didn't know,
oh, that's right.
Double-clicked, and he accidentally put both portals in the enemy area instead of making it so he could just, you know, jump through it. Yep.
It is really sad how often that happens. It really is, and it is often that happens. Okay, Groot, never. I'm a little bit biased, but I have never ever seen a Groot throw. You know what? That is not entirely true. I think he can accidentally throw by putting his walls up and blocking ally teammates.
Yeah, no, that has happened, especially by you.
Yeah. But like as far as like his ultimate goes and everything, like it's like very
it's really
rare.
hard to mess that up.
It is really rare that happens.
If you're getting the whole team, I'm not like that's a little bit harder, but like you're gonna get at least one person.
Yeah. I just mean it is very rare that like that happens where like the wall, like I put up a wall or something and like the ally teammate like dies because directly of it. I have seen a lot of group players like block off like cloak and dagger ults or like other ultimates in general, like where it's like aura. So I do think that he does though, but it's so rare. Like I'll put him on accident, but it's gonna be lower than. It's gonna be, it's like maybe like 0.5% of the time. Like it's almost enough where I put almost never throwing, because I've never seen a Groot throw on purpose. I think that's a better way to put it. I've never seen a person go Groot and be like, I'm throwing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Okay, so I'll put him very, very low. Like it's like almost, if there was a middle tier between accidentally and never, like he would be there. Okay, Hawkeye. I feel like he's also a 50-50 because it is one of those scenarios where if he can pop off, he will do phenomenal, but I feel that a lot of Hawkeye players just don't want to swap if they are doing bad. Like, case in point, like the game that, like, you know, this Hawkeye, little story time, this Hawkeye was doing really, really good, right? Like, he was, like, holding our team back, and, like, we were struggling to fight against him. We swapped, and I swapped to Captain America, and I swapped to all these other, and everyone swapped to these players to counter him, but he just would not swap. He never swapped once, and we actually won the game. Like, had he swapped off and played maybe a different character, he probably would have done better. But, like, he just would not swap. So I'm going to put him, like, right here, but I'm actually going to put him above Black Panther, because I feel like there is just something about sniper characters that people don't want to swap off of.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add to that, or you think that was, like, pretty...
Not really, that's pretty much it. It's like...
Yeah.
It's the same thing as Widow. It's like... I would say, yeah, no, they get the 50-50, because even if we're talking about ability-wise, it's better than Widow.
It is better than Widow. Yeah, it has a lot higher damage. He is the only character that can actually, like, truly one-shot a character.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, you have... Even for characters that are, you know, considered hard to kill at certain points, like ulting Hulk, you need at least, like, 2 to 3 of your teammates helping you shoot him, just so for him to go down.
Right.
Hawkeye, if he's an ult, he could probably just take it out on his own.
Right. Yeah. And he's also really
especially
good, yeah.
For shielding. Yes, even for shielding characters, it doesn't matter, because it's like, oh, well, after image.
Right. Okay. Next up...
And...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say, and now Hela.
Yes, Hela. Hela, I don't know. Like, cause like if we're talking about the personality of the players that are playing these characters, which is why I'm gonna go back and change some things around. But like, I think we see a lot of Hela players, but like more often than not, like they're not bad. Like and also it's kind of hard to like throw as Hela. You know what I mean? You either just have to not hit anything. Like I don't think I've ever like seen a Hela player.
So their work.
And she works in almost every team comp as well.
It's like she has a stun, she has an escape tool. Her ultimate is literally just an area cancellation.
Right. And it can even go through a lot of ultimates too. Like if everyone just like is focusing on character, like she can just pop them. And then her passive.
Yeah.
And also she's also like a really good team up. Like she's worth a lot of like, you know, with Namor. And then before that, Loki and Thor. So,
which was just literally just a godsend.
It really was. If they ever add that back, that's gonna be crazy again. Especially in this economy of Marvel, where like it's all so much like ulting. Like if Hela gets an ult and she revives Loki and Thor again, like So I'm gonna put never throwing.
And the bonus health, I'm like, ooh.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that part. I'm gonna put like never throwing. Like, I don't think I've met or if I have, it's I can't remember. A Hela player going like, I'm going Hela and doing awful and then not wanting to swap. In fact, like, if I recall, we had a Hela player that wasn't doing really good, but they were like, hey, if you guys want us to swap, like, let me know. And like, we actually won very, very hard. And that person was just bullying the crap out. It was the Widow bullying the crap out of the Hela. Remember that?
Yeah, no, I remember. And I was just like, seriously?
So like,
I came back to you like, wasn't that funny, guys?
Right, like, aren't you guys proud of me? I'm gonna put never throwing. I will put them in the middle, like, just right here, just to kind of make it, like, balanced, but yeah. Okay, next up is Iron Fist.
See, that one, I would say it's strange. Maybe for me, it's like somewhere in the middle between more often to 50-50. And that's because I'm like, I can see Iron Fist players definitely being like a mosquito and distracting or annoying. But getting kill-wise, I'm like, you're not getting kills unless it's unless it is a character by themselves. If you're ulting, yeah, you're probably gonna get a couple people.
Yeah, but have you ever had a toxic Iron Fist is the real question.
Yes.
Okay. Because, like, I feel, I agree with you. Like, you know, I don't feel like I feel like it's very far between more often and 50-50. Because like, I've seen really good Iron Fist players, you know? Like, I've seen really, really good Iron Fist players like Will or Frazzy. Especially since now he also has the team up with Luna Snow. That, like, he does get value, but I think, you know what? It only works if they're running if the enemy team is running a very specific comp.
Yeah.
And I feel
it's literally the same thing for Black Panther and Hawkeye. It's like, it works well, but the enemy team needs to run something specific.
Right.
Or have a certain playstyle.
I don't know if I've ever seen... I will put in the 50-50. But I'll put him, like, below... I'll put him in the, like, dead last. Because I feel like I've met a lot of Iron Fist players that are willing to swap. Yeah. Okay, next up is Iron Man. Honestly, like, I don't think I've ever had, like, no, that's not true. I've seen a lot of, Iron Mans, like, just be completely dicks. I've seen a lot of, like, that are like, oh yeah, like, who was it that I was with? But, like, there was an Iron Man. Oh, this was, like, back in season, like, 3. Like, there was no... Like, he could not hit an ultimate to save his life. Like, Iron Man could not ult correctly. And I feel like there's just so much countering to his ultimate that, like, it's so rare that even, like, gets anyone now.
It's a kamikaze. That is the only way you're doing it.
Right. And I just feel like there's a lot of people that just do not want to swap off him because he's, like, a mobility flyer.
His DPS, like, it's high and it's good, but ultimate wise, it's like you have to either do a combo with Strange or
you can't just go out there and free ball the ultimate.
Go straight in, yeah.
You have to do it.
The only way you can do that, if you're gonna free ball it, is literally by shooting it a mile away.
Right. So I'm gonna put him in more often, just because, like, I just feel like a lot of the people that play Iron Man, like, just have a hard time either knowing when to swap or just doing things. I don't think he's necessarily a bad character, but the personality of him just kind of gets in the way. Okay, now here is a very biased answer. Jeff, the Land Shark. I think 99.9% of the time, you will get a throwing Jeff. Like, there is only, like, 4 instances that have ever won us a game. Out of the thousands of games that we've played with, like, other really good Jeff players. Like, I would put him in the on-accident category, but, like, I have had so many Jeff players be rude, be toxic, and be like, oh yeah, I'm throwing, and they go Jeff. You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted to throw a game, the easiest way to do it is to go play Jeff, eat your teammates, and throw them off a cliff. Like, that is, like, the easiest way to do it.
It's like, his kit and utility is actually really useful, especially if you're just trying to annoy or just do backlines through the enemy team. But if we're talking about trying to, like, get healing output, it's not there.
It's not there either, but also it's just like, where it's just like the personality of the Jeff players. A lot of the time is they don't want to swap. You tell them to go support, they go Jeff, and then eat their teammates and either throw them off the cliff or like do something stupid. There is the 1% of Jeff players that don't do that. But even let's just say we don't put him in 99%, like we couldn't even put him in the on accident. Like he would have to be like, he's never not throwing on accident. Like I just played a game as Jeff a couple days ago and I like had all great intentions and I still ended up like throwing the game a little bit because I accidentally ate I ate our teammate in their ultimate. So yeah, like so I like it is just so common to throw with Jeff. Okay, next one is Loki. I definitely think this is more of an on accident type of throw. Because I feel that a lot of like Loki players, I don't know why, but they all have an ego to them. Like they all, but that doesn't make them bad. Like I've met a lot of Loki players that genuinely want to win the game and are trying their best to win the game, but because of either placement or because of ego and or not having double confirm on their ultimate, they end up like picking the wrong character, crashing out because of cooldowns, or you know, like I feel like I always hear, oh, I was reloading only from Loki's. I don't know if that's me. Because whenever like, oh, I just started reloading and you died. I just started to reload. And it's always Loki players that say that. Like, he can be really good, but like, I just feel like there's just so many instances of him, like, you know, even like really good players, like accidentally clicking the wrong ultimate as Loki. And like, double support ulting, or putting up, wasting their cooldowns. Anything to add to that, or?
No, I'm still. I half the time it's just me just thinking like, is there anything really to say about that?
Yeah.
And no, that's about it. It's like, yeah, no, the only time a Loki player would ever really throw is solely due to accidental ults.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 1 minute they're like, okay, let me swap to something useful like Cloak, Luna.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh no, Mantis walked in the way.
Yeah, the personality plus the kit, I just feel like it makes it so hard not to accidentally throw out. At least at some point. Like, if you played 5 games, there's one of those games you're accidentally gonna ult the wrong character. Okay.
Because I don't even use double confirm, because I feel like it's... The whole point of the game is you gotta be quick with it, and having double confirm takes too much time.
You definitely need to have good communication with your team to play Loki, I think.
Yeah. That, or you just have to know them well enough where it's like, okay, I know they're gonna be walking over here.
Right. Okay, next up, Luna Snow. Honestly, I honestly don't think I've ever... Like, I've had toxic Luna Snows, but even then, they still do well. You know what I mean? Like, it's very rare that Luna Snow doesn't do well. Her ultimate's really great, she has a great kit, and if she gets dive, it's not really her fault.
And it's like, she already has stuff in her kit to protect her from dive. Everything about her, specifically, really just makes it so it's like, okay, this is a really hard character to mess up on.
If anything, I feel bad for Luna Snow players, because I feel they get so much shit. Like, oh, like, don't heal, like, why aren't you healing me? Like, what are you doing? Like, and all these things, like, it is so...
why don't I have a snowflake, but they do?
Right, yeah, like, when I play Luna, or when we've seen Luna players, they're like, oh, why, like, snowflake me, snowflake me, snowflake me. So, like, I honestly am going to put them in the never throwing category, and I'm gonna put them, like, kind of first, because I feel like the only reason a Luna Snow will ever do bad is solely through the pressure of the other teammates.
Yeah.
Because you have so many people that are... Because, like, you know, with Cloak and Dagger, it is kind of like, oh, like... Like, she does burst healing and everything, but, like, there's no real indication that she's looking at you, other than your healing's going up. Like, with Luna Snow, you get a little snowflake symbol, you get this... You see the little snow icon around you. Like, it's very noticeable visually and audibly if Luna Snow is healing you. And I feel like when she's not, like, perma-focusing you, a lot of people get a little bit triggered by that. And also, she's also been the really great anchors for a lot of the team-ups. Like, for Iron Fist, Emma Frost, Namor. Like, she's been she's always had, like, really good, like, success rates. And her ultimate's really, really good. So far that they've had to nerf it numerous times, or try to at least. Like, I think that she's doing phenomenal as players, and if you're a Luna Snow player out there, and, you know, like, I applaud you, because I know it's not easy. Next up is Magic.
See, this one is a harder one, because I'm like, I don't see Magic players that often.
Yeah, the only Magic players that I have ever seen, and I'm more thinking, like, in a rank setting, like, have all been amazing. All of it, like, you know, because we have Frazzy, as well, like, you know, Frazzy's an amazing Magic player. And then, obviously, you know, we've seen King, like, Kingsman do phenomenal. Like, outside the drama, like, he's just objectively a really good Magic player. I don't think I've ever seen a Magic. The only time I've ever seen a Magic... Well, no, there's not really, like, a lot of ways to throw with Magic, either.
No, there is. Like, you can mess up. Like, you can mess up your teleport timing, throw out all your kit at once, but have no escape.
Yeah, but here's very short cooldowns, you know?
I mean, yeah, but we've already have videos of me even managing to be like, okay, there's a Magic and ult, and then immediately just like, okay, slam 1 CC because they used both their portals and they're dead.
Yeah, the only thing that can really make the only reason I would ever say a Magic is throwing is if they have, like, a Thing or Emma Frost on the enemy team.
Because at that point, I'm like, you're gonna get chokeslammed, or you're gonna get knocked up.
Maybe Namor, a little bit of Namor, if they have a Namor as well, because the squids will track you through your little dash. So, I don't, but, like, I don't know if I've ever seen a Magic player, like, be like, no, I'm not swapping, you know? Or like, oh, fuck no. Because if you can play Magic, you can play other characters. But I will say, I will put them on accident, just like, Magic players, I don't know. I just have never had a bad incident with a Magic player.
Because we don't see him. The only person that we ever see play is Frazzy.
Yeah, we don't see. We don't see him enough for it to really matter. So I'll put on accident, but I'll put them like, below Adam Warlock. Okay, Magneto players, I'm gonna say no. Actually, you know what? That's not entirely true. I think I see a lot of smack talk from Magneto players. Like, whenever we have a Magneto on our team, I feel like it's always the case of like, oh, well, I'm Mag and you're not, so shut up.
Magneto players are literally people that play like it's a 9 to 5. And I'm not saying like, oh, it's their job. They need to play like it's their 9 to 5. Because on how much you need to block, defend, keep an eye on your dive or healers so they don't just explode. It's pain.
I'm renaming this category to almost never. I feel like that makes a lot more sense. But yeah, like, no, like, because, like, a good Magneto player can save the game, because his ultimate is he counters so many characters. Like, he counters all the support ultimates, he counters most DPS ultimates, like, he can do so much, and plus, now they gave him 2 shields. Like, he does have so much to give a team. The only problem is the personality there. I'm gonna put almost never throwing. But I'll put him in the back. Because I feel like out of all these characters, no, I feel like this is more appropriate. I feel like Luna Snow or Hulk and, like, yeah, they have a less chance of throwing than, like, Hela and Cap. Okay, next up is Mantis. This is a tricky one for me, honestly.
I wouldn't say I've seen them throw, but I've seen them do bad.
Yes, I agree. Like, she really only works in a 3 support combo. Or if you have, like, certain characters like Black Widow or Hawkeye.
Hell, I would even throw Punisher in that mix because of his shotgun.
Yeah. I'll put, but like, it's just like, I don't know, like, I feel like I've seen it so much more. I'm gonna put her in like the 50-50. Because I just feel like if you're playing Mantis and you don't have a really good DPS, I feel like DPS players can do phenomenal with her.
Yeah, no, like DPS, having that extra damage boost most of the time reduces your shot to kill potential by at least 1 to 2.
Right.
Like Squirrel Girl, if she has the boost, she can like as soon as they're exiting their spawn, if you have just a Squirrel Girl just spamming shots in that direction, you're probably gonna get 1 to 2 people just off rip spawn.
I agree. Like, I feel like the character is really useful. It's just how often is she useful?
Yeah. And at the same time, it's like there are already better characters that do what she does.
I will say though, she has gotten like the most the most buffs compared to other supports and the least nerfs. So
yeah, because no one really chooses her.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put her right here, but I'm gonna put her like the very back. Like I don't think like she'll ever throw like maliciously, but I feel like a lot of the ego of Mantis players will just never. They'll never do it.
If you have an ego as a Mantis player, I'm like, oh dude, you're in the wrong area.
Right.
You're playing a Mantis.
Moon Knight. I don't think you could. I honestly think you could be the most toxic person in the world, but still do great with Moon Knight.
Because your whole kit is just, you can't really fuck up with it. The only thing you can fuck up is your ultimate, and even still, your ultimate's still an area of denial if it doesn't get killed.
Right, like, and then you get it so fast. Like you would have to not be hitting anything for you not to get value as Moon Knight.
I think currently, if you are constantly getting hits, it takes only about 7 seconds for Moon Knight to go from 0 to full.
Like, assuming they're like all grouped up. Like, it is.
Yeah, so literally just like if you are aiming at spawn or on cart, and maybe you have like double unks there, I'm like, you're good. You have your ultimate already.
And like the personality of Moon Knight players, like, yeah, there may be some with egos, but a lot of the time, like, I don't think like you could be like they could literally be so rude, disrespectful, and everything, but still end up doing great. Because it's like almost it's next to impossible not to.
Because they just have such
like the ricochet,
it's good damage,
like
and it's good area.
So
especially for chokes, I'm like, you can't, if you're trying to get backline shots, good luck. You have Moon Knight that has unks and just like already waiting in the room.
Right. Like, so I'll put him in the back because I do think like there are a lot more toxic Moon Knight players, and that's not like to say there isn't.
There's schizo just as much as he is.
Exactly, but it's just like if we're talking about like how often is the person playing the character likely to throw, it is kind of hard. Because if with Moon Knight, if you are throwing, it's easily reportable. You know what I mean? Like it's just like they have to literally not be trying at all.
Yeah.
Same with like Namor. I don't think I've ever.
It's an almost never, because the only way you can throw that I have seen is just Namor missing his ult.
Right, but like, you know, I'm not a DPS player, like, at all. But like, I don't think I've had a bad, like, Namor is like such an easy character with his turrets, his ultimate, now that you up with the Hela, like, he just has a lot of value, and like, you can kind of make him work almost anywhere. And as long as you're like trying at all, like, or like, as long as you're like, even like in the general area of the character, you're fine.
Because it's the thing of like, if you have a certain team, it doesn't even matter if you're the one that's getting kills or doing the damage.
Mm-hmm.
You're already still helping the team. Like in your case of what you said of Hela.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, Hela's getting all the kills right now. We're just going for Ghost Squid right now, and it's already slowing everyone down, getting kills for everyone else.
Right. So I'll put him in almost never, but I won't put him higher. I'll put him in the middle.
Because I still think the only way I've really seen Namor's just like throw is by not understanding their ultimate. Because they always just like throw it dead center of where everyone is, where it's like, aim it out just a little bit, Because if anything, they either have to run towards us and get hit by the damage, or they have to try to run away, but they're earthbound, so they have to really just run.
Right.
Because if you're just throwing it in the center, they have more time to get out of the center damage, which does the most damage.
I also will say, I also feel like the opposite could be true as well, because I feel like you can accidentally get kills with it too. Like, I feel like you could throw it, miss, and someone accidentally walks into it.
Because they just hear the giant horn, and no one looks down. And then not only that, enemy teams don't know how Namor ult works. Like, I can't tell you how many times I'll be playing a game, I'm playing Namor, I'm like, okay, let me throw this out there real quick. And I see the Strange, like, just look up with with their shield, and I'm like, that's not what you're supposed to do.
Little tip for shield tank players that are trying to block Namor: you have to block down, and the ultimate it's an earth thing. It's not a projectile.
Splash damage.
Yeah. So look down, don't look up. Okay, this might actually surprise you. I'm gonna say 99% of the time people are playing Penny or throwing.
No, I'm not shocked by that, because I have seen that happen. It's either they have their spider mines in such a bad placement, or they use their ult and it's like, nope, get in there. Or if they are in there, they're going way too far. Like, if we're going to, I was gonna say 2099, not that one. The payload map in Shanghai. I don't know.
Tokyo?
Is it Tokyo?
The 2099 Tokyo map?
It's not the one with Starch Fujikawa. Anyways, the point of it being, there's one point where I have seen Penny's just ult, and they do their full run forward, turn like 90 degrees and get like even at their spawn point, and they die because they're too deep in there.
Penny is such a
times where they're just not in there enough, and their ult is doing nothing.
For me, Penny is such a one-note character, and I love Penny. Like, I'm a top eventer Penny main, but like, it is so obvious to me that Pennies don't know what they're doing. Like, you can kind of tell if Pennies know what they're doing within the first setup, because Penny has like they've been buffing Penny so much, and yet people still don't know what she does. Like, the thing that really makes me upset is players that they don't set up mines, they don't put their hives in the right place, they don't know their webbings, like, they don't play in their webs. Like, it is so, and it's so common. It is so common that Pennies don't know what they're doing. Even when Rocket was part of the team up, they still were like, oh, la 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 la. And I'm like, guys, like, it is not that hard. Penny, I think, like, is one of the hardest characters in this game. As a tank. In the tank category, she's probably the most hardest tank for people to play, because people just don't understand what she does or how to play her. And they throw with her so often. Like, they just run out there and die. Okay. Next up is Psylocke. I'm gonna put kind of in the more often category.
I was gonna say 50-50, because I'm like, it is either you're gonna get a Psylocke that is really good at getting ult build up and then just using it for backline kills, or she's just really aggressive with support kills.
Yeah, but how often is there a Loki on the enemy team and the Psylocke still plays Psylocke?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You're completely correct. Like, they could be really, really good, but like, I feel that a lot of Psylocke players will not swap if they're playing into the counter. Because the second, like, they have characters that are grouped up, like, it also depends on how they're playing. Like, I feel like it's totally fine to pick Psylocke at the start of a fight, but like, if they're playing grouped up, or they have a Loki, you're just not gonna do anything. Because, like, your ultimate is just not gonna do enough damage, A. And B, like, if they aren't doing any damage, like, they'll blame everyone else first before blaming themselves. It is more rare that I think that would happen, but like, when it does happen, it happens every single time. Like, it is, I think, like, it is, like, I'll put her, like, in the very back of it, but, like, I just see it so much more than doing good. Like, I'll have to check her win rate ratio, but like, I like, it is one of those things where like, I just, in my lobbies, like whenever I see a Psylocke playing into their counters, they will refuse to swap. Next up is Punisher.
I don't really feel like I've seen Punishers really throw. For me, it's almost never.
I've seen it. It is very rare I see it happen. Like, the only time I've ever seen it happen, or the one that sticks out to me the most, is I was playing with randoms in ranked, and they had a Mr. Fantastic player who was ulting, and the Punisher ulted. I'm like, oh, easy win, because Punisher, like, ulting Mr. Fantastic, that's like easy kill right there. They could not. I don't know what happened in there, but like they just didn't do anything. And it was one of those things where I'm like, how the fuck do you miss that? But like Punisher on average, I think can just do so well because the turret makes the enemy team like turn towards you. Like it's like he has a lot of counter ability, like the smoke grenade. I don't really think he's good with the Deadpool or the Daredevil team up, but
it's just another push.
Yeah,
it's another thing you
have. The zip line as well is very
mobility.
unique to him. Like where you can like kind of like what is it called? Where like you zip line fly? Is there a specific name for it?
No.
But you know what I'm talking about, right? Like where you can like fly across the map with your zip line.
Yeah, no, you just have to jump. You have to jump off in time.
Yeah, so like in that aspect, like he's very mobility for what he is, and like he has like the two weapons are really nice. So I don't.
And he already has more health than the other DPSs.
That is true. So he has like what? 300?
He has an extra. Yeah, he's extra 25.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put him in like the almost never throwing category, but I'm gonna put him in the very back because I do think that it is very hard to throw with him, but it's very memorable when he does. Okay, next up is Rocket.
I don't really think you can throw with Rocket.
You really can't. Like,
it's like if you're getting. Are you gonna get low healing amounts? Probably, because you're kind of a slow healer.
Right.
But you're a consistent healer, and not only that, you have your respawn beacon. And if we're talking about last season, the Pennymine team up made it so much nicer too, because that made it so I killed any backlines that were trying to go for us. And your ultimate ability. People were literally saying Rocket's ultimate ability was the DPS save before Phoenix came out.
Yeah, I think also like the bell curve of like Rocket's career in Marvel has shifted a lot because I think if we were to make this list back in season 2 or 1, a Rocket would be an instant 99.9% of the time throwing.
Yeah, because everyone used to say that Rocket would steal ult charge.
Oh yeah,
his ult not being considered good, and I'm like, well,
his ultimate wasn't really good back then, but now since it does shielding and does 60% damage boost, it is 100% valid. And also, like, I feel like Rocket players like you, it's fine. So and also like but I will say, the only thing I will say is I do think that Rocket players are kind of one tricks with Rocket.
No, because I would still say I've seen Rockets, like if they can't do it, they're probably gonna swap to a Cloak and Dagger or a Luna Snow.
Yeah. So do you think
it's one of those like basic characters?
Do you think really never throwing or almost never?
No, for me it's never throwing. I'm like, I've never seen Rockets just be like, oh no.
I'll put him like over here. I'll put him between like Magneto and Hela.
The only negative thing I can ever say about Rockets is literally just bad timing with their ultimates.
Right.
Because either they click it too soon, and it's just a little bit too close from the doorway where it can't, get everyone out in the open, or they do it too late and it's out there, but they're also dead as well. So now they're down
that I will also say, to be on the other side of that, like you cannot die with your ultimate. Like, it's not like Luna Snow or Cloak and Dagger where, like, you can start your ultimate and then you die and it cancels the ultimate. Like, if Rocket dies, he already put his ultimate out. Like, it's already
like,
out.
You guys are gonna... It's a thing of, like, okay, I'm gonna be dead. You guys have to handle this. Good luck.
Right, yeah. So, like, that's, like, that's, like, the pro of him. Is, like, even if he does ult and dies, his ultimate's still out there. Which is the only support ult that happens with.
And not only that, yeah, now you're just making me realize even more. 60% damage boost. If with that and Rocket having one of the fastest fire rates for characters that have guns,
right?
You're shredding tanks. Like, your job now, you are no longer a healer, you are the tank shredder.
Right. Okay, yeah, so we'll put him here. I do think Magneto is a little bit better when it comes to this than Rocket, so I'll put him like both a little bit behind Rocket, or in front of him. Okay, next up is Spider-Man. I want to hear. Really, you think 50-50? Okay.
It's half the time it's either A, they're gonna do really bad because they're like, oh, I saw this on TikTok, I want to do like
I do think
the web pull or something like that. And then they fail like 5 or 6 times, and they're like, okay, let me see if I can do something else. And then they realize, okay, yeah, just single out, do your ultimates in crowds, and that's it. Or they're just immediately, it's like, oh no, I was the one that posted that TikTok video.
I just think that like Spider-Man personality and mental is just so toxic a lot of the time. So toxic. Like,
but they're doing it for Uncle Ben.
I know, but it's just like, I just think Spider-Man players are like one of the most toxic characters you can pick. And even if you do well with him, like, you still, like, it's just like one of the things, like, Spider-Man is only really a shocking character. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a character that once you know Spider-Man is on the field, you're typically fine. That's why he only gets like those like really good pulls at the start of a game, because it's like, oh, we don't know they have a Spider-Man player. But once we do you ever get really caught off guard by Spider-Man after that?
No, because at that point I know I gotta play more inside of buildings and be ready in case he pulls me. But not only that, I've seen Spider-Man's like, oh, we know they're there, but it's still pain if they're fast. Because there are some Spider-Mans that play really on the ground a lot, and there are other Spider-Mans that it's like, if I am in the enemy area, I'm not touching the ground.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I just think it's more often. Like, I even would say it's like even more than Widow.
Yeah, no, I think before Widow was considered a throw pick, Spider-Man was a throw pick.
Because they haven't really, like, even like with his team up and everything, it is one of those things where it's like, he's not like, unless you were on a map that is like very cliff heavy, you're not getting real value with Spider-Man. No. Okay, next up is Squirrel Girl.
Now, almost never.
I will say, she is like the opposite of everything we just said about Spider-Man. Like, with how Spider-Man, you want there to be a lot more cliffs, a lot more open areas to kind of pull and everything. Squirrel Girl is the opposite. You want closed spaces. You want an indoor map. You want things that are like more wall heavy to like ricochet your acorns off of.
Just corners, basically.
And I don't think you can accidentally throw with her, because her ultimate isn't even like her ultimate, you know what I mean? It's her ultimate, but like she's not...
It's her ultimate, but the AI is the thing that's taking over the squirrels. You just have to give it a direction. After that first wall bump, the AI chooses who to go after.
And does she still have the team up with Ultron? Or Iron Man, I mean?
Yeah, no, that's still... Which no one really uses. I play Squirrel Girl and I do like playing her. I don't use it that often. The only thing I think I would ever use it for is either for a confirm or to scare off a flying character.
Yeah, so I will say, if like on average, I don't think Squirrel Girls... I think Squirrel Girl plays are typically pretty nice.
Yeah.
So I'll even put her above like the other Moon Knight and the Punisher, because I think if you're a Squirrel Girl and you're toxic, it's really weird. It's really not, it's not normal. Okay, next up is Star-Lord. I don't know where I would put this character. Because
almost never, because I'm like...
Yeah.
Because your ultimate is a auto lock-on with fast fire rate and good damage. Your dodges are pretty useful for negating damage or dodging ultimates.
Plus, if you team that up with like the Rocket team up, Rocket team up and the Rocket ultimate, like he is really annoying. So you know what? Actually, I will say that I'll even put him a little bit lower than this actually. I think that that is pretty fair. I think that is a pretty fair like character. Storm.
More often.
I think so.
Because it's like yes, you have good
more
stuff
often
in your
than
kit.
Iron Man and Psylocke, or like where would you rate that? Like in the middle of this, like worse than Widow, or
I'm putting him worse than Iron Man solely because it's like, yes, you have a team speed up. Yes, you also have an enemy damage if they're in the radius. But how often or not is a Storm getting a kill outside of her ultimate?
Right.
I'm like, I think for Storm's abilities for dealing damage, I think I've only ever died maybe a handful of times, and that's solely because I had to survive a Storm ult, and she is just still hovering around me with that ability on, and I'm just not fast enough. Because
like, she can be really good, but I feel like a lot of players, like, they see Storm, and they go, Queen, we love her, and then they just don't want to swap off, because she's like, oh, but it's Storm.
And it's like, yeah,
I also will say,
you missed every single one of your skill shots because your skill shots aren't that fast.
I will also say that, and this is my personal opinion, the team up with Jeff and Storm, while it can be really, really good, it's just a throw. That is what also makes them a throw. Because unless you guys are a married couple that are right next to each other, that have been playing since season 1, you will almost never hit that Jeff ultimate. I don't know what it is, but people just don't like it. Like, people, like, we have, even in our own faction team, that we have people that are trying, that are all legitimately trying. Like, oh, let's try this Jeff Storm ult. And it, for some odd reason,
and everyone
people
just forgets.
Messes up. It is the most messed up team up, I think, in the game. So yeah, I agree with you. More often, and then, more often than not, they will not swap off Storm. They don't want to play her. Ugh, it's so annoying. Okay, next up is Thor. I don't know. I think almost never throw him.
I don't really, because I'm like, your ult is very basic. Your whole thing is literally just throw your hammer, get in there, and then not only that, they just buffed him as well.
Right.
So now because when you did Thunderstorm or whatever, I forgot what it was called.
There was a Thunder Awakening.
Yes, whenever you do Thunder Awakening, you didn't have any of your hammers, so you had no kit to get out. Mm-hmm. Now they changed that, so now you do have kit to escape, and also, if you need, deal a last bit of damage.
And also, like, the way they buffed him, his Thor hammer, to where now he can actually move around in it.
Mm-hmm.
It is, like, this better.
Now you have more mobility.
And also, like, I don't think I've ever met, like, a toxic Thor. But also, like, I will also just, like, kind of, like, just so we don't have to keep saying it, I don't think I think out of this list, there's only probably, like, 2 tanks that are toxic. We are recording a YouTube video right now. You can still stay here, but we are recording.
We have a third person.
We're almost done. Alright, yeah, because with Thor, like, I do think, I'm gonna put him actually, like, next to, like, Hulk and Magneto. I just don't see him throwing a lot.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And especially if you can team up with the Rocket, like, it's an instant kill. Like, if you team up with Rocket, I know it's easy to say, but, like, because of the burst damage he has, like, he's so good for backline pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next up is Wanda. Oh, sorry.
No, that was I was just agreeing with you. That Wanda, I would feel like
50-50.
Yeah, because either A, you can't hit your ultimate to save your life, which now I'm like, they literally made it even easier for you now, because if you're not running away from Wanda, you're getting sucked in.
Right. I also will also just say, like, I've met so many Wanda players that are just awful. Like, awful people, awful player. Like, I'm like, I've met people that are great outside of Marvel. They play Marvel, play Wanda, and I don't know what happens, but, like, they just become so, like, defensive. Like, I don't think her as a character is bad, but, like, just people use her as kind of like a fallback. Like, oh, I'm doing bad, let me swap Wanda, you know what I mean? And then they do even worse, because Wanda is really only good to pair. But they did just buff her crazy much. So, like, if you don't know, her stun got a buff, to where now it stuns the second it pops. So and it goes faster now. So, like, so she did get, like, a pretty good buff to her for that.
It already turned an annoyance to an even worse annoyance.
Yeah, yes. So I don't think it's a throw pick, but I think the people make it a throw pick. Okay, next up is Venom.
Maybe.
I'm gonna put also in the 50-50 category because I've seen a lot of Venoms just like not know how he works.
But I still think it's one of those things where it's like, it's hard to mess him up.
Right, but I feel like this between his swing and rollout, plus I don't feel like a lot of people understand like how his shielding works, and then like they mess up the combo with his tether plus his ultimate. Like you can be really good with him, but I feel that like if they are running Fang, Emma, or any character like that, a lot of Venom players do not want to swap off.
Yeah, you're not wrong with that.
No, I just only played Cloak. Don't judge me, gang.
So yeah, I do think like that like is kind of a thing. I will also put him in like more towards the center because I feel like I feel that I might have an easier time making a Venom swap than a Black Panther swap. But I think it's harder to get a Venom to swap than Iron Fist or like Mantis. Oh wait, next up is next up is Bucky. I'm gonna put almost never throwing.
I was gonna say 50-50. I'm like, it's the Bucky players, and this is coming from someone that literally is already halfway with getting his Lord Icon, not his Lord Icon, the
animated banner.
The 99. Yeah, basically the animated banner. It is a thing where it's like, yeah, you have really good kit, but some people don't get what it does.
Yeah.
Or they use it and they're like, oh, I targeted the wrong person.
Yeah, but I also feel like there's a lot of scenarios where he does well, even on accident.
Yeah, no, like his ultimate really is a thing where it's like, yeah, no, it work in some aspect. If you're not gonna get kills, you're gonna get everyone to scatter, and if your teammates want, they can chase a specific person to single them out. But when it comes to if you ult somebody, I would say about maybe 45 to 65% of the time, if I hit somebody and I'm trying to damage them, the rest of the team isn't also shooting them. So yeah. You have to target somebody that's low if you know your team isn't gonna attack with you. And another one, people don't know or they don't realize that Bucky's ranged attack for his ability, it is an Earthbound. So characters like Ultron, Iron Man, hell, even it is a perfect pair up even with Hela if the enemy team has a Strange, because half the time a Strange will fly up to block the Hela shots. If that's the case, Bucky can just do his air attack and the Strange is dropping immediately to the ground and Hela got the rest of the team.
I will put him in the almost never throwing because I feel like he just made a lot of reasonings why he can do well even on accident. And also, like, you know, we've all seen the clips like, again. And also, I don't think there's a lot of scenarios. What, in your opinion, what do you think is, like, the biggest counter to him?
Only thing.
Yeah.
Because Bucky's whole thing is CC and slowdown, and Thing just ignores that. Like, he breaks the whole point of the combo of shoot, Bucky pull, then you punch, and then do your ranged ability.
Right.
You can't pull him, because he's immovable.
Yeah, so I'll put almost never. I'll put him a little bit in the like the back of almost never, because like I think I'm also like kind of like just like because I see all the clips of, you know, people like doing these like characters and things, all these things. So like I just think he's just really good overall. Next character is Wolverine. I'm gonna put more often. Like, my votes are more often because of all the characters that can stop him, like now with even Groot.
Oh yeah, I know that people don't really know. That's another one, people don't read the patch notes and they don't know.
Like, I cannot tell you as a Groot player how often Wolverine's try to grab me still. I'm like, really? Still? Now? Like, it's like just like even like in the last, like in our rank up games, like there was Wolverine players, I swapped to Groot and I think they were like, ahaha, I can counter that. And then they didn't, and then we ended up killing him. Like, I'm like, okay, like, weirdo.
Or people yell at you being like, no, you can get countered. And I'm like, not anymore.
Right, and also I think Wolverine players are just like really like difficult to work with on average. And so like it is like, yeah, I'll put him like here. I'll put him like lower though than what's her name? Psylocke. Because his ultimate is useful, but like I just think like I've seen so many Wolverines mess up their ultimate, like not do their ultimate, not know who to counter or what counters him anymore. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is Mr. Fantastic. I'm gonna put 50-50, but I'm gonna put him like in that higher 50-50. Like I'm gonna put him like in between Venom and Black Panther.
I can see that.
Because
it's like,
oh, go for it.
He is still like super like useful, and I feel like people really look around that because he's a pseudo tank.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you how many times I have seen Mr. Fantastics put in the work. I have seen it where it's like, okay, wiped out the whole team. Mr. Fantastic is the only one alive. We're beating the hell out of him. But he's able to damage us enough where he's swapping to tank form, and then being in tank form long enough where he can go into fridge form, and then go back to tank form.
Well, like, even,
and then by
like,
the time
were you there?
About to kill him,
were you there yesterday? Oh wait, no, you weren't there. But it was me, Frazzy, and Will. Will was the last person on the point, like holding it with his like fridge form, and like Frazzy, like we ended up winning that point because like it was such a close game. It was so weird and fun. But like that's a very like odd specific scenario. Like, you know, like, that doesn't happen like very often. Okay, next up is Invisible Woman. I'm gonna put almost never. They've buffed her so much that like she's done, like she has so much stuff to like so many kits to her. But like I just think that like I think on the off chance that they are like a toxic Invis, like it's very hard to throw with her. Like it is very hard to throw with Invis.
Because even still, like, your ultimate's really good. You are a good ranged healer. Because, like, if you have to attack, or not attack, but if you have to heal your ground team, and there's still flyers, you can just throw your shield up top, and you've already covered your flyers.
Yeah.
Because that already heals them. The only thing I would say bad about it is now there are a lot more characters that do counter her.
Yeah.
But even still, I'm like, doesn't do much whenever all you gotta do is just be like, okay, let me just jump out of here and I'm invisible. And
also, like, even if they are toxic invis, because we've met a handful of toxic invises. It is just like they can't really, unless they're just not healing. Like, you're still getting value, like, out of there. Like, there was an invis, like, that literally was not healing me at all, but I was able just to get healing from her because of her shield, because she had her shield up. So I was able to just, like, she wasn't healing me, but I was able to walk into her shield and still get value from her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it is, like, that's a very rare scenario, I think. So that is what I'll put for there. Next up is Thing. No, I know we've been kind of glazing him a little bit, but at the end of the day, I do think there are better tanks. And if you are playing Thing, like, it is very rare that you are the GOAT. Like, a lot of his value comes from him just being on the field. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have to do anything really other than, like, what he would do as a character. Like, because his passive is, like, the only, like, real thing about him. So, and I've just seen a lot of things just not do things correctly. They've buffed him a lot. I will put him in the 50-50, but I'm gonna put him higher in the 50-50. Because I think I've seen a lot more Thing players just be super like, no, I'm Thing, we're playing Thing, and refuse to swap shield tank, or refuse to swap in general, and blame everybody else.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, you have great stuff in your kit, but more than likely you're maybe gonna get like 2 to 3. I have seen games where Thing will get like the whole team with his ultimate, but that's already on combo with another ultimate that's already on the field.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
don't see Thing like just throwing his ult and just finishing off a team by himself.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a Thing. I've seen a Thing do really well, but I've never seen a Thing like get all the kills. You know, there was a time where I strange ulted a couple of games ago, and who was it? I think it was Morpheus. He was playing Thing, and I had ulted them, and Morpheus just kind of like kept punching them while they were all stunned. So, you know, he does get value, but like he's not doing it by himself.
No.
Okay, next one is Mutant Torch. Honestly, I'm gonna put, if it's not more often, it's 99% of the time. Even with the buffs, I don't think he's great.
I don't see them anymore.
I don't see him anymore either. Like, I'm very, but like when I do see him, it is kind of like a, oh gosh.
Like oh gosh, oh no, yeah.
Like I'm gonna put him either in the where do you think? He's either 99% of the time or...
I'm going more often because I'm like, I still see people play Human Torch. But like, oh yeah, his tornadoes can do damage, but no.
But do you think he's harder to, like, which character do you think would be an easier time having to swap? Like, do you think you'll have a better time getting a Spider-Man to swap than Human Torch? Or...
I think Human Torch will swap more than, like, over a Spider-Man. Spider-Man's, I feel like they're like, no, watch this.
Yeah.
But Human Torch is like, okay,
But what about Widow?
Widow is just, no, I feel like they don't.
Because I think a lot of their mindset would be the same thing, too. Because I feel like their comment would just be, let me cook.
Mm-hmm.
And, literally, because their ultimate does do damage, and it can do damage very well. I just think that they would, like, try to hold out, and then, like, when they didn't get value, they would, like, get all pissy and get upset. Okay,
what
next...
do you mean I didn't get anybody? I'm like,
right.
I didn't get anybody.
Next up is Emma Frost. I honestly can't even imagine, because I don't think I've ever met a bad Emma player.
Yeah, no. There have been weird Emma players, but not bad Emma players.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put her in, like, never throwing, but because of how popular she is, I will put her in the very end of this list, just because I do think that she does have an interesting, like what you said, almost like a weird player base to her, so I'll put her here, just because I do think we get weird Emmas, but I don't think throwing Emmas.
There's a reason why half the time when we play games, Emma is always banned.
Yeah. Ultron. I honestly don't know. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put him.
You are a third, like, as much as I hate saying this to you guys, you're a third support.
You are. You're a DPS in cosplay.
Because it's like, you have one of the fastest ult buildups, yes, and you were just given a buff where you have 2 healing drones, but at the same time, I'm like, how often do you see a healing drone and are more thankful for that over a snowflake?
No, that's really good actually. Yeah, like
if I see a snowflake, I'm like, I'm safe, I'm good. They're healing right now, probably the Hulk, the Thing, or some other DPS that's just as damaged as me. I'm all good. And I see an Ultron drone on me, I'm like, I'm cooked. I'm not gonna get the healing.
That is so true.
I'm gonna get 2 seconds of a shield that will be destroyed if I get shot once. And that's it. And then not only that, your ultimate, yeah, you fastest one you get, your Lily rival Moon Knight, it's not, you are using it to either stop an enemy from one-shotting your team with their ultimate, or you're trying to finish off people. You're never gonna use it to engage for a fight.
Or the other end of that is like they're trying to draw out another support ult.
Yeah, I guess that will work too.
Oh wait, next one is Phoenix. I want to put like almost never, and almost like really high on that almost never.
Yeah, because it's like you
you are made for two things. You are made to either really destroy some of the tanks that are not shielding tanks, or you're meant to destroy Rocket Ult.
Yeah.
Outside of those two things, I'm not using you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there are better options. Because besides those two things, I'm just gonna pick Squirrel Girl instead.
And because of like the way her ultimate works, like you can actually like kind of use it anywhere and still have value. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like I said, same thing with Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're doing it because the enemy is, if you're using it because you're trying to get range and the enemy is like behind a wall, you can literally just throw your squirrels at an angle and have it bank off the wall in the room and they're dead.
Yeah. Okay, I honestly, for this next one, Blade, I really don't know where to put him. Like, I just don't think he's good.
You guys are really good at tank killing, but that gets thrown out the window the moment there's healer. Anywhere. Because if the tanks can get any form of healing, if somehow, even in your sword mode, in vampiric mode, on your max speed, the healers out heal your damage. And it's shocking. But if the healers are gone, that tank health is gone. You're good. But I will say your ultimate is also useful because it negates healing, and I've seen Blades use that to kill Invisible Woman ult. I haven't seen it work against people like Luna
and Rocket Ult. Like it can like instant kill Rocket Ult.
Well, yeah, you can't even kill Rocket Ult. But at that point, I feel like as soon as anyone sees Rocket Ult, everyone's like focus the ult, and then it's gone.
Right. Well, no, because like Rocket or Blade can instantly kill Rocket Ult with his ult.
I haven't tested that.
No, yeah, it does because if you just like shoot into it, like it immediately destroys it all.
Still, I'm like, yeah.
But like, it's just like, I just don't see Blade enough to be like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, wow, that's amazing.
You're seeing Blade if you have just low healers, but high tanks on the enemy team.
Yeah.
Like, if I see they have a Thing or a Venom, or even Strange, and their healers are literally just like Ultron, an Invisible Woman, or Mantis, I'm like, okay, I'm going in. I'm just gonna go straight in and kill one of the tanks.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna put him in more often. Do you think that's fair?
I feel like that's fair, because at the same time, it's like,
I'll put him low. I'll put him in the low more often. Just because I don't see him enough, and so therefore I feel like there's a lot of people that are swapping off of him, so... I'll be nice.
It's just a high skill ceiling.
He's a high risk, high reward, I think is a good way to put it.
You're a really good character. Good damage. Just... people that I see play him, I'm like, okay, well, I can... Let me just bring him over here. I can 1v1 that.
Yeah. Alright, next up is Angela. I think this is probably the most 50-50th character we have on this list.
I cannot tell you how many times it's either... Yeah, you can pull people, but I'm like, how many times have either I play Bucky and I pull them back towards us, or I just knock her out of the sky with some ability. Like oh my god, like remember, that's the reason why I picked up Mr. Fantastic, because like Angela was so popular. I'm like, yeah, okay, let me start playing Fantastic, and then after that, just like we never had a problem with Angela again.
Yeah, but I also have had games, and also again, it depends on the map, because if there's a lot of open area map like drop-offs, then yeah, she'll do phenomenal. But if it's anywhere indoors, it's not really good. Her ultimate isn't that great. Like, it can be used. It's annoying, but that's about it. Like, you don't have to pop a support ult for her ultimate. And her as a character, I feel like a lot of players, like, they want to prove themselves, and so they don't end up swapping.
It's like, no, you can prove yourself by playing a different character.
Yeah. Yeah, again, this is like I think out of everyone, this is like the most 50-50 out of anyone here.
Yeah.
Next up is Daredevil.
Honestly, for me, it's an almost never.
Yeah, I think a very strong almost never.
I have never been in a game where I see a Daredevil and I'm like, we're fine. If there is a Daredevil, it's like, okay, everyone stick together. There's no split pushing.
Yeah.
Because you can't sneak up on anybody. you can't 1v1 half the time because he's just gonna immediately do his parry. And he has just good escapes.
And then the blind and everything, like the ultimate, like it is annoying. He's very, very annoying. So I will put him right here. And there's not really a lot of characters that counter him.
No, I don't really feel.
And plus, he can see characters that are over like walls and behind walls, and he can see Invisible Woman.
That's what I mean. But when I'm like, you can't split push because he will see it and inform the team. I feel like for me, he's on par, but a little bit better than Iron Fist.
Yeah, I'm putting him a little bit like above. Like I think like it is so rare that you'll see an Iron Fist throw, or no, sorry, you'll see a Daredevil throw.
That is so rare. Daredevil throw. It's because they're just trying to get into it.
Yeah. Okay, next up is Gambit. I don't know because like I don't think I like this is almost never because I don't think I've ever had a Gambit do it on purpose. But like I just think a lot of Gambit players ult incorrectly or like refuse to like do anything outside of their comfort zone and they misuse their cards. And that happens often, but like I don't think it's like toxic. You know what I mean?
No, I will say like Gambit players are putting in like their 9 to 5. It is so much pain needing to keep track of your cards, make sure everyone's in a close enough space where you can do the area of effect healing. How many dashes do you have left? Can you see everybody to use their ultimate? It is literally just 7 forms of micromanaging, and I feel like I'm gonna get a tumor.
Yeah, you know what? So with all that, I'll put almost never throwing, or I'll put never throwing. They're never throwing on purpose.
No, they're not throwing because they want to give up. They're more losing because they're finally having a seizure on how many things they need to keep up with.
That like it is one of those things. Like if I do see a Gambit doing bad, a lot of the time it's just because like they're just getting overwhelmed. Okay, and I feel like that's all like that really because they are a newer character, so I don't really think there's a lot of things you can say about them.
They were definitely like when they were out. Yeah, no, it was pain, but now people understand.
With Rogue, I really feel like she's more often.
It's more often to 99, and I'm more tempted to put her in 99.
I think so too.
Because if you're playing Rogue, you need the enemy team to also be playing Rogue, because it is a game of like who is a better Rogue. Because I don't play Magneto often, but I feel like I could play Magneto and be better than Rogue.
Yeah, I'll put her like in the low though, because again, like, it's just like she's not like I haven't met a great Rogue yet, and I there's been a lot of Rogue I've been seeing, but even like on the enemy team, like because her animation to grab people, it's literally just like okay, headshot her while she's in the animation.
It's a few seconds. It's gonna be the same thing with Deadpool.
The only thing that like I feel that is even annoying, her only kind of pro about her is that she can really do a number of supports, because if she ults around her support, like it just drains their ult charge. So like that's like the only good thing about her, but you know you can easily kill her in her ultimate.
Yeah,
it doesn't do a lot of damage.
It's not that people that play Rogue are throwing. It's more just what they gave her for her kit and her output with everything. They gave her a little bit of everything, but it's also not enough in one aspect where it's considered good. Yeah, like there's not like a win condition to her, you know? Like I feel like a lot of these other characters, there's like a win condition. Like all these even the characters in 99%, maybe outside of Penny, like every single one of these characters has a win condition. Like if I can get this character off the map, if I can get this character alone, if I can get this character in the sky or anywhere else. With Rogue, there isn't a win condition. Like, she's not really good 1v1ing, because, like, why she is tanky, she doesn't do enough damage to really make it matter. You're not fast enough to be able to just, like, outspeed or dodge shots, and you're not tanky enough where you can be like, alright, this is my 7th headshot on this person, they're only half health. I'm like, no, you're dead at that point.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put her out. We'll put her 99. And again, this might change. Like I can see this, like maybe this changes in like season, like, you know,
she's
like
definitely gonna get a buff at some point. They're gonna change something about her to make it easier on her.
I honestly think, and it's like a little bit, this is a little segue. I honestly think they were so paranoid about like having her ultimate be what it is that they were trying to like, because they probably thought this was gonna be like game-changing ultimates. And so I think now that they've seen like it's not that like crazy, they're either gonna up it or they're going to change it. They're making more damage.
I think just give it a little more damage because it's still a useful thing. It's just it's not enough.
Yeah. Okay, so for this one, for Deadpool, because there are 3 iterations of the character, we are solely just gonna go off of the vibe of the character and like just like how, like if you were to see any one of the 3, because obviously there is like better ones, like the support's obviously the best one, or tank. Is the tank the best one or support?
For me, I feel like it's also personal preference.
Yeah.
Support for me, I feel like is the best one because you can definitely do more damage and also still heal your teammates, especially if you're just gonna ult with your swords. I'm like, you're gonna heal your team.
So like I don't think he's like a throw pick, especially since he just came out, so he's like really broken. But I will say it is so difficult to try to get a Deadpool to swap off and play something else.
Well, that's also because
because he's new.
He was literally released 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so it's not like his fault. So I'm not gonna. So that's why like it's very hard for me to put him in like an honest category, because he does so many. There's just so much nuances to him at the moment that we're still trying to figure out. So,
and I think it's quite literally a 50-50 right now.
I'll put him in 50-50, but I'm gonna put him in like a high 50-50.
Because it's like, you're either gonna get somebody that's been playing and knows his whole shticks, like they're gonna realize like, oh yeah, no, he's gonna tell one of his teammates, okay, we're doing payload, go turn the corner, take some damage, and come right back.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna immediately get his S off of after jumping on their head 4 times, and it's like, okay, now we're gonna go push and kill them.
Yeah, and this is just Deadpool as a whole, not like individual roles. And then this character hasn't even come out. I don't even know who this character is. What's her name?
I don't even know it either.
Yeah, so I'm not even gonna worry about, like, we're not gonna worry about placing her. I'm gonna put up the character, I'm gonna put the screenshot up of, like, our final results right now on screen. Yeah, but, like, I think this is pretty accurate. I think this is pretty good.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I know if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you think that we should have put someone somewhere else, leave it in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for making it to the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and special thanks to my best friend Spartan Glitches over here. I'll link his Twitch below. And have a wonderful day.